Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty, the crappy artist. Today we're going to be playing with watercolor paints on some mixed media paper, because that's what I got. And we're going to be playing with stuff from nature, because I just came back from my walk and I picked up a whole bunch of leaves and a couple of little flowers, and we're going to use them in a painting, kind of, sort of. We'll see how it works. Let's just get right into it. Okay, I have a fern, and I'm pretty sure that these are coltsfoot and dandelions, and more coltsfoot. I have no idea what the leaves are. No idea, but they're pretty, and they're soft, and they're fresh. That one's maple. I know that one. Kind of a wonky maple. All the maples are really wonky around here. That is just too dead. I may have to I don't know why I say I may have to. I tried resurrecting it. I even snipped its end a little bit so it had a nice fresh cut to so it didn't. Nope. That's okay. Another one won't either. Look, little maple leaves, some more flowers. Those might be buttercups, but I think they were too tall. They look kind of like buttercups though. I don't know. Some more leaves from the potential buttercups. I don't even know. And the little purple ones are forget-me-nots, I think. I don't know my flowers. Look, it bleeds yellow. Yuck. It's probably all poisonous. No, it's really not. I didn't. Either that or I'm not. I mean, when I was a child, I wasn't allergic to poison ivy, so I don't know. One of the few. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape off the edges because we want to have a nice kind of sort of crisp line around the edge. I mean, it's really not. I should have pushed the tape down a little bit harder or more or something, because it will leak in under in a couple places. But part of that is because this is not watercolor paper. This is multimedia paper, which works, but not as well as watercolor paper would. Also, this isn't, watercolor paper is often glued around the edges to the whole thing to help keep it from curling and stuff. But yeah, I mean, this won't curl too bad, but it will certainly curl. Anyways, so now we have our water. And I love this thing. I got it on Amazon through the Vine, I think, but you can get them, on Amazon, or you can get them at game stores, anything that caters to painting or miniatures painting, anything that, people, you can find these in stores. They're super freaking handy. Now, I always see people say, spray your paints before you, use them. But I don't know. I feel like they still just dry really, really fast anyways, so I don't know what activating really does. So, I mean, what I did was I ended up just spritzing it, because I have a little itty bitty tiny spritzy bottle with a little itty bitty tiny spritz, and it's a really nice one, and I like it a lot. I don't know why I did that. I think that made it look awful, but so anyways, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I made the paper real wet so that the paint would spread real good when I put it down. I don't think I put nearly enough paint down for this. I should have put down a much thicker layer, very wet layer of paint. And you'll see as I go through, every once in a while you can see on the bottom the little spritzer will come in, and I will spray the page itself to make sure that it is still nice and damp and wet. It should have just been wet, not moist, not damp, wet. We'll put an H in there. Anyways, so yeah, we're just making sure that everything is stuck down to the page. I'm gonna have to see, it didn't do anything there, so I'm gonna put some more paint down, and then I'm gonna put it down on top of the paint, and then I'm gonna clean my brush off again, And I'm gonna put down some more leaves, and I'm using the paintbrush to push them down so they're nice and flat, because you really want flat stuff for this. That one flower up there that looks white from here, it's gonna work okay, and it's actually gonna look pretty cool later. But what I really needed to do is I really needed to put more paint on the page. I mean, I'm gonna put more paint on the page, don't get me wrong. I am going to put more paint on top of all of this, because I was kind of hoping that what was gonna happen was that the stuff that's already on the page is going to, you know, like mask this new paint, but it's really not. If it's wet enough, and it is, if it's wet enough, the paint will soak right in underneath. It'll wick right in underneath, and you know, it did need to do that because there just wasn't enough paint on the page as it was. So we'll just keep adding paint and hoping that it'll work. And it'll I mean, you saw the thumbnail, it kind of worked. This is definitely something I'm going to do again. I'm probably going to do this a number of times over the summer, but after having done a full-length video, after this, we'll probably just keep it to shorts. We'll keep like little tiny pages, and we'll keep trying it until we figure it out, and then maybe I'll make another big video after I maybe kind of sort of figure it out, maybe, because I don't know. I definitely, I mean, it's okay. It'll come out all right. Not as nice as I was hoping. Maybe it would work better with acrylic paint, but I feel that if I put like that little fluffy flower there on the left underneath the maple leaf, I feel like if I put that in acrylic paint, then it just, yeah, there would be some issues there. Oh, and I forgot to put down the best thing. I love ferns so much, especially when they're babies and you can eat them. Fiddleheads, not the fuzzy ones. Never ever eat a fuzzy fiddlehead. Those are not good for you. Eat plain fiddleheads. And once they've gotten more than like, I don't know, like 4 inches tall, I think it is. Once they've unfurled like 3-4 inches, don't eat them then either, because the ickies. But you saute them in butter and salt. God, I haven't had fiddleheads in like 20 years. 30 years. Oh, it has been so long. Anyways, I'm distracted. It's time to take them off the page. Oh, how cool is that? Ah, so much fun. So nice. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. So nice. So much fun. I love these. See, that came out really cute. And that maple was, whew. But yeah, I think this came out really cute. What do you think? Yeah, definitely another time. I don't know when. I mean, I try to go out for walks every single day, but that's rough. I don't go out when it's raining. I don't go out when it's windy. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Look how cool that is. Well, that actually worked out a lot better than I was expecting it to. Here it is. And you absolutely have to let it dry. At least like 95%. If there's any little puddles of, you know, like paint or water underneath any of the leaves when you pick them up, it's gonna lose that definition. It's gonna lose that, you know, it's gonna lose that really cool effect. I mean, it'll still look cool, it'll look more blobby and stuff, but you gotta let it dry really well, at least 95%. It can be a little bit cool to the touch, but like I said, you don't want to have any puddles or it's just not going to work. You're gonna lose like all the veins and stuff like that, because the puddle will like, if you have a puddle, it'll stick to whatever is left on the paper, and then it'll drop back down and spread out, and you'll just lose all of your wonderful definition. And some of these didn't have a lot of definition. It's probably because I didn't put in enough paint underneath, or too much paint on top, or I have no idea. But we're definitely gonna do this again now that it's summertime. We're gonna do this again. Definitely. I highly recommend it. Go out, pick some leaves and some flowers and stuff. Hey, look at the cool effect that the dandelion had. That was really cool. The colt's foot didn't work quite so well, but you know, I thought they worked, and I thought they were super cute. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Tell me how you would have done it differently. You know, let's have a conversation in the comments. Let's have a conversation in the comments. And yeah, let me know how you would have done it different. So yeah, it's just watercolor. You know, it's a mixed media paper, which is why it's all warped and stuff, because it's not really meant for real saturated water. It's all woo. Anyways, yeah, I highly recommend it. Go out, pick up stuff, put down a whole bunch of paint. I probably should have put down more paint, but like I said, I'm still learning. It's all still a new process. Plop down all of the leaves and the flowers, and then put more paint on top of them, and yay. So, with all that being said and done, thank you so much for visiting, and I'll see you next week. Stay safe.